Good evening, YouTube and Twitch. This is Harmony Muse. Today, we're continuing with Final Fantasy XIV, and we should be finishing off the 2.1 main story scenario quest and going on to 2.2 today. However, before we do that, I'm going to finish my level 52 samurai quest. Mostly because I'm a huge weeaboo and I love all things Japanese. And so far, what little I've seen of the samurai story really impressed me. As you remember from earlier today, what we were doing was going to go find a poor lady who was about to be sold into slavery because she couldn't make a debt. Well, we're trying to find information about her. I was stupid enough to get a loan, and now I'm working it off until Thal knows when, and I'm one of the luckier ones. My heart goes out to the last yonder who's to be sold on account of the medicine she bought for her sick father. That does not sound good. That moneylender bastard? He's a swindler is what he is. Pretends he's your best friend, acting like he cares, and when you can't cough up the coin, he shows his true colors. No, it literally said spit. I'm not even making that up. Sure, I can tell you about the moneylender. Was played for a fool myself, and I've got only myself to blame. Fool me once, shame on me. That's just how it works here. And what do you got for me, Musosai? It seems I was too kind earlier. This man is no leech. He is the stain that night soil leaves behind. Night soil is a nice term for shit. Because in a lot of places, human feces is what they use for fertilizer, and they call it night soil. So he is literally calling this guy the stain that human poo leaves behind. Let us find this downtrodden damsel, who sought only to do right by her father. I shall find Momozigo and join you presently. Speak with the downtrodden daughter. Now, that's pretty freaking harsh, calling the guy a shit stain. Well, a poetic one. Aye, you heard right. Don needed medicine badly. So we borrowed a handful of coins, but before we knew it, a handful became a chestful, and now I'm having to work to pay it back. But the interest goes faster than I can work, and the moneylender's threatening to sell me off to a client. If that one happens, no one will be left to look after Da. I just don't know what to do anymore. Apologies to any Irish or Scottish people for offending you by royally fucking up your accent. That's not my intent there. I was just trying to put her in the accent she was using. Her happiness is on the line, but she still worries it for her father. Oh, this moneylender has it coming to him. Mr. Phelp! Don't sell me, please. I'll work harder, I swear it. Just don't take me away. My Da, he needs looking after. Is that supposed to move me? If anything, you should be thankful. Oh, skipping! He's basically whoring her. That's all you need to know, and that's all I'm going to say. Hold it right there, villain! If you try to take that girl away, you'll have to answer to these samurai here. I know not who you are, but this is a legitimate business transaction, and certainly none of your concern. However, if you insist on threatening my person, I'll not hesitate to summon the brass blades. Pray, forgive us your indiscretion, my lord. As you say, it is none of our concern. Put up your katana. Oh, we're gonna find the guy responsible for this, and we're gonna fuck him all the way up. What are you doing, Musosai? Or should I say not doing? I thought the idea was to punish evil. Now is not the time to draw steel. Doing so would have only worsened the situation. We must be patient and await the right moment. Besides, I suspect there is more to this operation than Phelp alone. If we give him a line, he will surely lead us to his accomplices. Come, let us follow him. Rendezvous with Musosai. What we're seeing here is the Kenki gauge they were saying I unlocked earlier. Why I wasn't seeing it before is you have to be, or I was synced in most level 50 content. Meaning it was locking you back to level 50, so my neat little level 52 toys weren't working. It appears our man is meeting someone. Ah, speak of the devil. And here are the corrupt pigs themselves. Even in, skipping. Skipping. And the commanding officer, oh. Short answer, he's using her to bribe a commander of the city guard into looking the other way. Now we know why the villain was able to operate in plain sight, unmolested by the law. It is time has come to draw steel. Alright, time to go fuck up some cops. A non-crit was 2200 with that chitin, with the Hisatsu chitin. And now the commander of the cops is scared shitless because I just wrecked every single one of his boyos. Thank you so much. You did well. But remember, a katana is not to be drawn blindly. When it's within its sheath, you must within its sheath you must let it rest, seeping in power, until the time is ripe to strike. Such is the way of the samurai. What have you done, Momozigo? Musosai, wait! He's my friend and he's here to help. He is not the enemy. Foofaloopa! No shit! It's Foofaloopa! He's part of the intro. Let me start over. You know how I had that whole from 1 to 15 where I was working way back in the day? Working around Limsa Lominsa trying to figure out the kidnappings. The 1 to 15 intro quest, if you start off in Ul'dah, has you dealing with corruption in the Brass Blades, because there's a faction that ran off with the crown, or Sultana's crown jewels, and was trying to bribe her to step down. Foofaloopa starred as one of the very few non-corrupt soldiers in the Brass Blades who was basically sent off to the equivalent of a stationing in Siberia over it. Oh, not at all, good sir. Long story short, we've been trying to find decisive evidence linking the moneylender Phelp to one of our officers, and thanks to your timely intervention, we've done just that. His involvement in this racket is a stain upon our honor. which is admittedly far from squeaky clean. But know that there are still many honest brass blades still. Good men and women who strive to serve the public trust. If you hadn't appeared, gods know where I might have ended up. I don't know how to thank you. Think nothing of it. The work is its own reward. Now hurry back to your Don and put his mind at ease. Bless you too, my lady. Pray allow me to thank you also. With your help, we succeeded in catching slippery crooks who long eluded us. Rest assured we shall see to the rest. By your leave. For a moment, I thought you had given us up to the enemy. Next time I would thank you to share your plans. Oh, have a little faith, will you? Thanks to my spontaneity, we managed to wrap this up in a neat little package. Fufulupa, he and I go back a long way. Fellows as honest as they come. I do not doubt it. Now then, our work here is done. One fewer evil affects the realm. Let us move on to wherever the wind should blow. And the wind blows, 'twould seem, to the sea. Momozigo, pray take the lead. Right this way, my friends. We're going to Limsa Laminsa. I don't know why, but at first I wanted to read that as, we're going to Tijuana. Well, let's get to Limsa, turn that in, get our reward, and get to the Waking Sands and actually get to the 2.1 Moogle mod content that I've been promising y'all. Let's see how he creatively fucks up the name for Limsa Laminsa. Because, you know, they're going to make that a running gag. Make sure I'm going the right way. And I was about to go the wrong way. Good to know. Interesting that Mr. Honor and Nobility likes to spend most of his time waiting for me in bars. Such a vibrant port city, brimming with people of all races and creeds. Mayhap one day Hingashi, too, will learn to open its arms to the world. Now then, as before, Momozigo and I shall seek out evil and injustice in this place. Pray, use the time to further hone your skills in our art, that you might stand ready to contend with whatever villainy should manifest. 52 grand. Woof. No kidding. Ah, okay, that background is never going to get old, that music. Blood on the dock. Okay. And now, back to... We'll take the shortcut from Horizon. And while we're in the Waking Sands, I'll go ahead and get the Titan hard mode unlock quest started, because I just did Garuda hard mode to unlock Titan hard mode while in between sessions today. Also was doing a bit of grinding in the Palace of the Dead on my red mage class. Reason for that is I really want to have my ether pool weapon up to, or ether pool gear up to plus 90. As per fan, that doing so once I get to level 60, I'll just be able to use that and convert that 90 ether pool stat into a really good weapon. Or rather than just getting the Pajali katana, I would be able to get the Kina katana. I could almost get the Pajali now, but I'll wait and get it all in one go. Well, here's the quest for Titan. So, both Ifrit and Garuda are now vanquished by your hands. Truly, you have earned yourself a rest. Would that you had the luxury of time to enjoy it. It pains me to say that Titan is also returned, and with a vengeance. As was the case with his primal brethren, he has grown stronger than he was before. When I went about my investigation, all indications suggested that the kobolds were nowhere near ready to resume their summoning rites. But it turns out they were deceiving us. I should have known better. The kobold's subterranean domain runs deep, and they can easily hoard crystals with our being none the wiser. And a vast hoard it must have been. Till now, Garuda was the most powerful among the three recently active primals. But according to our latest readings, Titan has usurped that honor. A primal's might is determined by two factors: the amount of crystals it has gorged upon and the fervor of its believers. I would like nothing more than to measure precisely how long the Lord of Crags has become, but I fear the time for such prudence has run out. We have already received an official request for assistance from the Maelstrom. As you might expect, it is addressed to you. For your previous encounter with Titan, you have traveled to his domain by the way of the Aetheryte first discovered by the Company of Heroes. Sad to say, this Aetheryte no longer seems to respond. But do not despair, for the Maelstrom has reportedly found another in its place. You will want to speak to Commander Riki at Maelstrom Command for the details. I cannot stress this enough, but Titan has grown fearsome strong. See to it that you spare no preparation. Something else for me to deal with on my off time, so it's not, getting in the way of the main story. I knew this day would come, yet I prayed it would not come so soon. We have reason to believe another primal, or an entity resembling one, has been summoned in Garuda. Thine arrival is customarily timely. The etheric waves leave little room for doubt. Thy talents will be needed before long. If there be truth in my suspicions, it's a familiar foe we face, the one quite unlike the Lady of the Vortex. You have no goddamn idea. We dare not draw conclusions without evidence, but as Urian J. says, the readings bear a strong resemblance to ones observed more than 5 years ago. Though I had hoped the Moogles guard beyond such follies. Suffice it to say, this disturbance warrants a full investigation. Alrighty. Thy presence has been requested by Commander Hulwa. He awaiteth thee at the Adder's Nest. Pray listen to Gridania. Ida and Papalima will rendezvous with you there. May you walk in the light of the crystal. Okay. It does look like fan is on. This is good. Yeah. Oh, that's what I was hearing. Okay. Now to Gridania. So, Fan, are you listening? Are you there? Sound off if you are, buddy. Because we're going to be doing Moogle Mog soon enough. Be honored to have your help with it. A pleasure to see you as always. Thank you for answering my summons. Quite frankly, I could think of no one more qualified to, but we're getting ahead of ourselves. Allow me to explain. Taking the bronze. Oh, they're giving me storm seals. Don't need the books. Hail to the King Kupo. Okay, Hua. Not long ago, the Moogle Kupo cop visited the Adder's Nest to request an audience with the Elder Seedseer. He spoke of an imminent threat to all Moogle kind, one which would imperil the entire 12swood if left unchecked. You've proved to be an able ambassador to the Sylphs, and we would have you reprise your role in our dealings with the Moogles. The rest you should hear from Kupo cop himself. He awaits you with the Elder Seedseer at the Lotus Stand. Okay, I'm good to see that you're there. The other scions have already arrived, madam. May I show you in? Alrighty. I hope this is spoken. And it looks like it won't be. Kane Sena, Rhea O Sena. Please, you have to stop them. But you mustn't kill them. They're not bad Moogles, Kupo. They're just misguided. A gentle, no, firm thrashing is in order, yes, but no. Calm yourself, Kupo cop. Can you not see she hasn't the faintest idea what you're talking about? Be quiet this instant. Pray forgive his witless outburst, sister. Most grateful I am that you have come, and upon such short notice. Truly, Gridania could not wish for a more stalwart ally. Oh my lord, they've actually animated the fur. But you are doubtless eager to know why we summoned you. Our friend Kupo cop has brought to us news of a most unsettling development. It would seem good King Moogle Mog the 12th has returned to Eorzea. A curious thing to hear, I know. Truth to tell, I cannot myself say for sure if he is a genuine figure from history or some manifestation of Moogle mythology. Kupo here would have me believe the former. Once upon a time, we Moogles served the gods in the heavens. It was quite nice up there, unspeakably beautiful, unimaginably spacious, and with a limitless, or literally endless supply of wine, Kupo. In spite of this, or possibly because of the last part, the gods eventually became discontented and started squabbling, which made life jolly difficult for the poor Moogles. So good King Moogle Mog the 12th, may his glorious name live forever, decreed that the time had come to leave Kupo. The realm of man would suffice, he said, so all the Moogles should live there instead. Unfortunately, the two realms are so far apart we couldn't safely fly down. But good King Moogle Mog the 12th, may his miraculous foresight ever be praised, knew exactly what to do. He had a rope, you see, the longest one ever woven. And this he nobly held while his subjects climbed all the way down to the world below. And that is how we Moogles came to this land, Kupo. All of us except for good King Moogle Mog the 12th. May his courageous sacrifice never be forgotten. He alone would remain in the heavens so that Mooglekind may at least know peace. Except that he has not remained in the heavens, from what I understand. That being the reason for your contacting us, yes? I'll bet he tied the rope to something. Good thinking. Remind me again what the problem was with him returning to Eorzea? The problem, Ida, lies in the fact that he was summoned. It is our belief that good King Moogle XII is a myth made manifest by a means akin to those employed by the beast tribes in summoning of their gods. Wait. You're saying that a handful of Moogles with a boatload of crystals wished really, really hard and he just sort of appeared? Would that even work? What I cannot fathom is why they would even try. With Garuda humbled and Ultima Weapon destroyed, what new threat could have prompted them to take so drastic a measure? Might that not in itself be the answer? Twice in the last half-decade, Eorzea has been brought into the very brink of destruction, only to be spared at the last by the heroics of a chosen few. To you who braved those tempests and survived by the virtue of your own strength, this latest period of peace would doubtless seem a welcome respite. But to those who had not the power to defend themselves, who were spared only by another's grace, this is merely the calm before the storm. I think the Mooglesguard are afraid of what tomorrow will bring, and that things may not end so well as they did yesterday. This fear has driven them to call upon a greater power, one they believe can be relied to protect their loved ones and their homes come what may. I assure you, the Mooglesguard only want to protect the forest from outsiders, but ever since the return of good King Moogle XII, may his boundless grace fill our hearts with love, they've started to get a little carried away, Kupo, verging on a lot, in fact. Like the Sils who summoned Ramu, you mean? We cannot discount the possibility that this entity is influencing the Moogles in a manner similar to that of a primal. We share the same concern. Whoever or whatever the king may be, it is our belief that he poses a threat not only to Mooglekind, but to Gridania as a whole. Thus do we beseech you, confront good King Moogle and drive him from our midst. Humbly do I thank you. The sanctuary of the Mooglesguard and their liege lord is concealed by magical wards. Brother Isumi Yan of the Conjurer's Guild will doubtless be able to offer insight upon how they might be dispelled. Pray he seek his counsel before you go any further. Hello, Paco, Pimp? The next quest should lead us... Okay, right. He's over here because Conjurer. Welcome, Wilhelmina, welcome. That you should be the one to face good King Moogle XII is of great comfort, to me and to the elementals both. As I am sure you know, the Moogles are not by their nature a warlike race, yet should the king be suffered to remain, it is like that his influence will bring a change about in them. Thus it does behoove us to defeat him quickly, before any lasting damage is done. Make whatever preparations you deem necessary and inform me when you are ready to seek the king. We'll take the X potions, and we will send a party invite to Misha. Isumi will unfold the sequence. Okay. The wards barring access to the king's sanctuary can only be nullified through the use of enchanted keystones. The self-same method employed 5 years ago when the king was first summoned to Eorzea. It is with great regret that we are forced to sanction the slaying of the guardians who then held the keystones, for none were in our possession at the time. By the grace of the elementals, however, we have been spared that burden on this occasion. Kupo Kop confided in me that he had been entrusted with a set of keystones by the Mooglesguard themselves, yet, not wishing to betray their confidence, he begged me to find some other means to gain entry into the king's sanctum. As I have been unable to do so, and dare not labor any longer, for fear that the Moogles might succumb to the corrupting influence of their king. We must needs have Kupo keystones. Pray go to him and beg his assistance. He awaits for you at West Shore Pier. Impress upon him our great need, and I am certain he will yield. Okay, so if I remember this quest correctly, you have selected Regicide. I believe that's a reference to the pilot episode of Futurama. You have selected Suicide because of the suicide booth that Fry and Bender ended up meeting in when they were both trying to kill each other. Or kill themselves, rather. Man. Okay. Well, I said I hit run. Galaxy Destroyer? What the hell kind of... Goddess of the Land. Bridget and me. Okay. I'll give you that. Bridget was the Goddess of the Hearth. I'll give you that one. Okay, starting to see more and more of the same names around. I thought this was an extremely populated server. So, how will you do it? Oh, he told you about that. Well, if there truly is no other way, I'll do it. Take the ferry to Sweet Bloom Pier. I'll go on ahead. Okay. Oh, dearie dear. The Moogle's guard. Don't you dare lie to me. I know what you're planning, and I won't allow it. Open your eyes, Kupo. The king will never be satisfied, no matter how many crystals you bring him. We offered you a choice, and this is how you repay us? By consorting with this human? Imperials, Gridanians, Sylphs, you're no different from the rest of them. Actually, you're worse, Kupo. Traitor to the Kinsmoogles. He plots treason against the crown. Enough! Kupo Cup will answer for his crimes soon enough, as will all who defy the will of the good King Moogle XII. May he reign forevermore, Kupo! The king is planning to purge the Twelveswood of his enemies, Kupo. We've got to stop him before it's too late. Oh, God. The entrance to the Thorn March is deep within the Bramble Patch, Kupo. If you take me there, I can nullify the ward. But be warned, the Moogle's guard has set traps to lure enchanted beasts. I can't hide from them, so you'll need to protect me, Kupo. Oh, hell no. You're following me? I'm not having to beckon you like on the bullshit leave quest. You're actually factually manually following me. Thank you, Jesus! Whoops. Hit the wrong button. Hey, leave that ball of fluff to me. It should be mentioned that anybody who's watched my streams should know that I hate escort quests. Okay. Oh, and come on, we're almost there. We're almost there, man. Just keep following. You're safe. You're good. Ain't nobody kicking your ass but me. Out of the way. Okay, we got that one down. We're inside of where we need to go. How much you want to bet when we get there that there's going to be another ambush? I hate escort quests. I friggin' hate them. We're here, Kupo. I don't see any more beasts, do you? Are you ready to face the king? Then step closer to the ward. Raise your hand and focus. Like when you attune to an aetherite, I'll open the way for you. The rest is up to you, Kupo. Now go and teach those foolish Moogles a lesson and send the king back whence he came. Thorn March is now accessible. Just waiting for Fan to respond and then we'll start whooping some ass. Okay. Clear selection, trials. We are going to do Thorn March, average on level. Be less than 5 minutes. Oh, Fan must be doing. Fan is healing it up. Thank you, buddy. You're a gentleman and a scholar. In a very, very literal sense. Okay. Try to hold it together, everybody. You're about to hear one of the more catchy, earwormy songs in all of Final Fantasy XIV. I am not kidding. It really does sound like this is Halloween, doesn't it? From A Nightmare Before Christmas? He dead. Oh, I'm hitting the wrong one. Whoops. Shit. Yes, you're actually watching what you think you are. Tweet. Oh, man. Oh, and it's for the Mechanist. No use to me. Ah. Oh, that was good. Oh, man. You did it, Kupo. You did it. Good King Moogle the 12th. May his mighty soul rest in pieces no more. I shudder to think what might have happened had you not stopped the Moogle's guard when you did. Thank you. Perhaps now they'll come to their senses and stop playing at fairy tales. Rest assured that the chieftain will have choice words for them, too. You should go tell Pukni Pak that the king is no more, Kupo. She's with Rhea O at Camp Tranquil and can relay the news to the chieftain. Oh, God. Too damn much silliness for one day. And congrats on the 3 comms. Oh, that was good. I told you that would be so silly, it was amazing, did I not? Wait, somebody just beeped at me. One moment. Yeah, but this time, fan, I was a DPS who died. See how long we've been so far. It's only been 49 minutes. And we've had the weird shit overload for the day. Dare I believe my ears? Good King Moogle the 12th, may his magnificent virtue serve as an example to us all, has fallen? All Moogle kind owes you a debt, Kupo. Ah, and I sense that Rhea O wishes to congratulate you as well. I shall let you two speak without fear of interruption. What the hell are you wearing? That's PvP gear. That's fugly PvP gear. Okay. Your bravery to the in service to the Twelveswood and her Moogles shall not be forgotten. My sister will doubtless wish to hear the tale of this great victory from the mouth of the woman responsible. Pray return to the Lotus Strand and treat her to a full account of today's events, while the details are yet fresh in your mind. We're on to damn near the last quest in the 2.1 7th Astral Era series. Let me double check that while I'm traveling. I don't even understand why I'm traveling. I could just zap myself right there. Sorry, first, I keep getting messaged. Okay, what'd she say again? The elder Seatser is expecting you. May I show you in? Go ahead. What does she have for me, I wonder? You are returned to us, unharmed and victorious. Thus I have 2 reasons to be glad. Yet many questions remain unanswered. If you would be so kind as to oblige me, I would hear all that occurred in Thornmarch. Then it is as we feared. The king really is a primal. But he really isn't, is he? I mean, the Moogles don't worship him for one thing. He's not even a god to them. That doesn't sound like any primal I've ever heard of. Mayhap the fault lies with the definition. The fact that remains that through a combination of power contained in crystals and by the force of their collective faith, the Moogles called forth a being that by rights should not exist. Moreover, when slain, the said being left no corpse, the aether which comprised him instead being scattered to the 4 winds. According to the accepted definition, he may not be a primal, but the mode of his manifestation was in every respect the same. Which means, Asians, this whole business reeks of their handiwork. Kupo, they said it was a masked man who taught them how, years ago, but Gridania has no shortage of masked men, and I never thought to question. Confound it all! How many more will they snare with their tainted gifts? Too many, I fear. So long as there are paragons to stir the embers, fools to build the pyre, and crystals to feed the flames, ever and again shall we suffer primal visitation. A somber thought, but a salutary one. My heartfelt thanks. Already, the information you have provided has proven invaluable. The great Serpent Marshal and I have much to discuss. Oh, before you do, my lady, I was hoping we might finish discussing that other matter? The matter of which you speak has even now been settled. The Scions shall not want for support. We shall be glad to send additional supplies to Revenant's Toll. We knew we could count on you, my lady. While Ida and I remain to discuss the particulars of our arrangement with the Elder Seatser, mayhap you could return to the Waking Sands and apprise the antecedent of all that's transpired? And to teleporting we will go. Van, sorry for sending so many teleport prompts. That's not meant to push you anywhere. Okay, so Moogle was 3.1, which means Leviathan was 3. Moogle was 2.1. That would mean Leviathan was 2.2. Ramu was 2.3. I can't remember 2.4 and 2.5 though. One moment. Now, Revenant's Toll didn't look like it does now, originally. It was a lot smaller. So the whole building up that they talk about as part of the story actually happened. With each update, it got a little bit prettier and a little bit more awesome. It is good to see that you are hale and healthy. I received word from Ida and Papalymo that you had felled good King Moogle XII, but I had hoped to hear your version of the tale. So it is as they said, summoned with the same methods used by the Beast Tribes and taught by the Ascians. Though unfortunate, the incident did at least serve to remind the Elder Seeds here of our usefulness. Her offer of additional support could not have come at a better time. My thanks. The Gifted. The time has come to leave Vesper Bay and Menphilia. Let me actually... Let me check something really quick. I will be right back. Yep, we're on the finale of 2.1 and about to start 2.2. Owing to the tireless efforts of all concerned, we are at last ready to bid farewell to Vesper Bay. So as to avoid drawing undue attention, we shall make the journey to Revenant's Toll in small groups, departing at irregular intervals. Lest you doubt, it is still my intention to conduct future operations openly. But on this particular occasion, the need for caution overrides all other concerns. To move north as one ponderous caravan would only serve to invite attack. It seemed only right that I would be the last to leave, and I would have you remain with me until the end. Upon my departure, the Waking Sands will formally cease to be our headquarters, and the premises will be given over to the care of Urian J. I thought to relinquish the property, but he was quite adamant, and I had not the heart to disagree. These walls have borne witness to some of the brightest and darkest moments in our Order's history. Mayhap it best that we do not forsake them entirely. Urian J will remain here and devote his energies to studying the nature of the primals. By the grace of the 12, he will one day discover the permanent solution that we have sought for so long. Of course, he will not be alone. Alice will continue to work closely with him as well. Should they require our assistance, I have their assurances that they will not hesitate to contact us. Speaking of Urian J, would you inquire of him if any tasks remain undone? I cannot escape the feeling that I have forgotten something important. Sorry. Because my nose goes off to the side, I have what they call a deviated septum. It causes me to naturally be stuffed up. Thou art ever welcome, but I require no assistance. Pray, take thy leave unburdened by concern for my well-being. Verily, thy countenance speaks a desire to quit this place without further delay. Mayhap thou thinkest this chapter of our tale concluded, that these halls should rightly be consigned to the annals of history? In man's eagerness to seize the future, how readily he doth set down the past. Full many a proud pioneer hath bravely stridden into the great unknown, only to find there a banner of his ancestor faded by the eons. and still man glorieth in his discoveries. 'Tis through pride and wisdom, his pride that wisdom doth ever give way to ignorance, while they who lurk in shadow remain hidden, lost no sooner than they are found. Be not offended. Thy conduct hath ever been beyond reproach. Despite thy surpassing strength and thy many victories, thou hast never been so convinced of thine own greatness as to imagine thyself above the failings of thy forebears. Mayhap it is the echo which hath opened thine eyes to the lessons of history. With it the same could be said of... Uh-oh. Ah! Whence came that cry? The solar? 12 for Fend, the antecedent. Oh, this can't be good. Well, you must... Tell me, Louisoix, would you have done the same? Louisoix Leveilleur was a remarkable man, wise beyond mortal measure. Would that I had met him prior to his passing. Dun dun dun! Anassian? Here? How? How readily you see. You are indeed quite gifted, antecedent. But you are not like the others. Your robes. Gifted, but ignorant. Yet I shall not judge you harshly. The fault lies with your forebears. It has been millennia. Mine are the robes of an emissary. Unlike he who came before, I have no quarrel with you. You speak of La Hebrea. La Hebrea was a warrior. He fought. He fell. He may yet learn from his mistakes. Then he is still... Come, I only confirm that which you already know. There is no cessation, only no oblivion, only expulsion. What are... We're ready when you are, my lady, if there's nothing else. Is something the matter? And Tataru sees jack shit. Ah, I feel the same way. After everything that's happened here, it feels strange to leave, but I'm sure we'll soon get used to Revenant's toll. Well, I'll let you say your goodbyes. Take as long as you like, my lady. We shall depart whenever you're ready. It is only to be expected. She likes the gift and the knowledge both. To her, we are indistinct. I do not understand. Shadowless, fleshless, formless. What truth there is in each tale is diluted by time and telling. Knowledge dictates expectation, and expectation colors perception. Thus did she perceive nothing. So it is with all but a chosen few. Even you, when young, could not yet see with eyes unclouded. You know nothing about me. Nothing! The gift grants you clarity. It grants you focus. With it, you may in time come to see us as we are, rather than this crude approximation. La Hebrea did not think so highly of the Echo. La Hebrea was wrong about a great many things. The Echo is indeed a gift, albeit one you have yet to master. And if we did? There would be no strife between our peoples, for we would be of one mind. I leave as I came in peace, antecedent. May we meet again as friends. Wait, stay where you are. Ah! Holy shit. Mayhap I was indelicate. 'Tis a mercy she shields her children from his grace with such resolve. Was it also by her hand that you survived the ardor, I wonder? I take it there is no need to explain. Oh. Save your concern, he did me no lasting harm. Whatever his intention was, it was not to kill. I heard a cry. What happened? Are you all right? You look faint. Do you need to lie down? I could fetch a flask of my special tonic. Urian J. Send word to the students of Baldessian. Tell them to scour the archives, the forbidden tomes in particular. If there is any reference to an Ascian robed in white, however oblique, I would know of it. An Ascian, my lady? Was that what gave you cause to cry out? Nod. I did but moments ago glimpse a figure clad in white set forth from the waking sands. Yet Ascians are wont to employ teleportation magics. Why would one be so brazen? If they wanted to be seen, if they wanted to test who could see them. I know and care not. Find him. Turn every stone in Vesper Bay over if you have to. Pray attend me, Tataru. I think you're right. I know 2.55 is specifically... Yeah, we'll get there when we get there. No spoilers about that until we get there. But that's when all the fertilizer hits all the windmills. I am told that you are a warrior of light, but I would know for myself. I shall walk north, and you may choose to follow. Know, however, that you will be waylaid if you do. You may even perish. Should you survive, we will speak anon. Momentarily. Or soon. That was one. 1958 on a Midare Setsugeka. That is nice. I want to see what that hits when it crits with Hisatsu Kaiten buff on. That would be nothing short of amazing. Around 3,000, I think? Okay. Let's see what we get back here. Well, first thing we've got is a pool I don't want to go through because even though it would never aggro me, I hate going near toads. Okay, I killed all your buddies, and you want to talk to me now about it. Okay. Remarkable. Truly remarkable. I thank you for granting me this indulgence. None save she who bested La Hebrea could endure such an examination. Have the laws of man grown so twisted in my absence that it is now permitted to lay hands upon an emissary? You bore witness to my audience with the antecedent, did you not? Then you know I only acted in self-defense. He's a fucker, but he's correct. He's technically correct. Which, as any Futurama fan can tell you, is the best kind of correct. I realize that the same cannot be said of La Hebrea. Even amongst his brethren, he is considered unique. Nevertheless, I cannot wholly condemn his deeds, for through them we discovered you, one so strong in the gift that she could cast us out. Your mother favors you still, that much is plain. But surely you must feel it. Her influence wanes, and her strength shall soon be spent. These lands, these people, this world, all shall soon change. As it was, so shall it begin, as it should always have been. Doubt my claims and my motives if you will. Only believe me when I say this. I am Olidibus, emissary, bearer of the word of the one true God. You work for the Flying Spaghetti Monster? And we shall meet again. Didn't realize Pastafarianism went in Eorzea. No kidding. And this was the last quest of 2.1. I'm humming again, aren't I? Thank the gods you've returned. After you left, I began to worry that I may have sent you to your doom. I take it our visitor proved elusive? Beg pardon, he was waiting for you? What did you do? What did he say? As it was, so shall it be again? Of when does he speak, and of what exactly? The words of this Elidibus portend much but reveal nothing, save perhaps a measure of disdain for La Habrea. I had hoped for answers, but it seems I shall have to be content with a wealth of additional questions. Now we start with 2.2. I was there when this storyline popped up. Let us set aside the matter of this Ascian until after we have completed our move to the Rising Stones. There is but one favor I would ask of you before I depart. I believe I have mentioned that my father was a member of the Alamegan resistance. The truth, however, is more complicated than that. As far as the Empire knew, he was their spy. He maintained the deception for nigh on half a decade, furnishing the resistance with vital Imperial secrets, while feeding his paymasters subtly conceived misinformation. When he died some 15 years ago, my father left behind his journal, which I have closely guarded ever since. It contains every shred of information he and his agents could steal on what they believe to be the single greatest threat to Eorzea, the Primals. Its wisdom has guided me through the years, though there is much within I do not understand. It is my hope that Urianger will fare better. Tell him to treat it with care. It's all I have left of my father. Make doubly sure. Yep, we're on 2.1 right now. Or 2.2 rather. Wait, why don't I have... Okay, fam, I'm going to go ahead and drop you from group and put up a roulette, so so if it pops randomly, I can have that to do. I want it to actually take the long time. Is that okay with you, buddy? Van, you there, man? Testing, testing, 1, 2, buddy. Okay. We've already done our duty roulette, so let's put the main scenario one up. 30 minutes, okay. Good, good, good. I thought thee departed. To what end dost thou linger? Warburton's journal. The father's final request, the daughter's lifelong labor. It is no small thing to surrender such a cherished memento. Well, I can imagine the antecedent's pain. Upon my honor, I swear to spare no effort in the study of these materials, lest my lady's sacrifice be in vain. This is Minfilia. Forgive me, but I could wait no longer. I have departed for the Rising Stones. If you have yet to... Once you have given the journal to Urianger, I bid you come to the 7th Heaven in Revenant's Toll. Tataru will be there to show you inside your new headquarters. Assuming you have already attuned to it, you may wish to make use of our new aetherite in Revenant's Toll. After all, it is right on your doorstep. True story. In 2.0, there was no aetherite in Revenant's Toll. Blah 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 blah. Go fight Good King Moogle again. This, I believe, is for the extreme mode of Good King Moogle. My healer Chocobo has more HP than I do. That's kind of sad, really. Welcome, welcome. This is your first time here, if I'm not mistaken. I think you're gonna like our new home. Well, what are you waiting for? Go and have a look. Eastrola, Flamin, Thancred, Hoary Boulder. The horror, the horror. I love the smell of victory. Oh, lordy. Japanese-style squat thrusts. So what they're showing is that Ida outdid the big, muscly, armored dude in calisthenics, which is really kind of awesome. Enter the solar. 2.2 version was where they added rogues and the Ora race. Actually, no, I don't know that they added Ora in 2.2. I know they added them for by Heavensward. I believe they did it before Heavensward. Well, anywho, you'll get to see some interesting things here. This is going to be spoken, I do believe. Well, it is certainly spacious. Today marks a new beginning for the science of the Seventh Dawn. For today we declare our independence. We shall henceforth be beholden to no nation, but serve all of Eorzea's people proudly and openly. But this does not mean that we shall sever our ties to the Eorzean alliance. On the contrary, the antecedent and I shall endeavor to strengthen them. Rest assured, however, that we shall not permit political considerations to influence our decisions. Our identity remains unchanged, as does our cause. We are the Scions of the Seventh Dawn, and our single purpose is to safeguard the future of Eorzea. For Eorzea! A moment of your time. I would speak of Elidibus. Pardon the intrusion, my lady, but the matter which bringeth me will admit no delay. Mine every attempt to contact the students of Baldessian hath been met with silence. No one will respond? How odd. Allow me to try. No response. Surely they would not ignore us. They have never yet, my lady. I fear we must assume the worst. No, no, I will not believe it. An outpost perhaps, but not their headquarters. Their wards are beyond circumvention. Had they come under attack, they would most certainly have raised the alarm. No one could penetrate their sanctum unnoticed. But for those who lack the gift and knowledge both, oh no. Contact their agents in the field at once. If aught has befallen the students of Baldessian, they may know about it. Though the thought pains me, until such time as we have evidence of the contrary, we can but assume the worst. Accordingly, we must needs seek another source of information on Elidibus. 'Tis possible that the others in the homeland are possessed of such knowledge. Be fairly warned, however, they are unlike to yield it unconditionally. Do what you must. Yet another unforeseen and unwelcome development. What could be next, I wonder? A visit from a crimson-clad Ascian, perhaps? Or Ochre? Or Puce? And which of our allies will then fall silent? For a time I thought we had gained the upper hand. When you shattered the Crystal of Darkness and cast out La Hebrea, I dared to hope that we had found a way to rid ourselves of the Ascian menace. But I was wrong. He endures, and may yet return. Upon that point, I have no doubt that Elidibus spoke true. That's 2.5. There's that Ascian we fight. Yet there must be a way to destroy them utterly, a way to spare this world their unholy machinations. I dare not consider the alternative. There are forces at work that we do not understand. I discern them all around, and disturbances too great and too numerous to be dismissed as mere coincidence. Doubtless the Paragons are involved, but how and to what end is far from clear. I know not what will come, but I do know that we will rise and meet it as one. Ah, my stalwart hero, your face is a picture of resolve. I know that you will be ready when the time comes. With luck, however, that will not be for a while yet. Pray return to your private affairs with my blessing. Should something arise, you will be informed. Kryl, where are you? Your intercession was not foretold. You object? We question. Our plans are in motion, your intentions unclear. They survived the 7th Ardor, and are now stronger in the gift. Does that not intrigue you? So they refer to the Umbral Eras as the Ardor. No, it does not. Serve as you will, so too shall I. We labor not at cross purposes. The wisdom of his plan shall become apparent in time, when the veil is lifted from our eyes, and at long last they see. A realm awoken. Now we're in 2.2 officially. Until he has a new assignment for you. Truly, there is no rest for the weary. Scarce had I begun to make myself at home when I received a request for assistance from Amagina and Sons Mineral Concern. It would appear their storehouse in Horizon has been the target of a series of covert robberies. Minor as they seemed in isolation, occasional discrepancies in the manifests were long dismissed as clerical errors. It was only that during the concern's annual audit that a pattern became apparent. Significant quantities of crystals, and only crystals, were missing. I need hardly tell you what that may imply. The brass blades charged with investigating the thefts believe that someone within the concern is selling the crystals for profit. Alas, they have as yet been unable to identify a likely suspect, and the concern's proprietors have grown frustrated by their lack of progress. Needless to say, I would not have agreed to intervene had the stolen goods been of merely monetary value. If there is even a possibility that the thief acts not out of self-interest but in service to a primal, we can ill afford to wait for the blades to realize their mistake. Pray, depart for Horizon at your earliest convenience. Rendezvous with Ishtola when you arrive. She and Thancred have already begun a preliminary investigation. I have every confidence that the three of you will get to the bottom of these thefts. I only hope our fears prove unfounded when you do. Now back to Horizon, they said. Huh, that's going quickly. At the rate I'm going through this, man, I might be in Heavensward content within a matter of a week or two. Because I started 2.1 yesterday. Ah, your assistance is most welcome. I have already spoken at length with the brass blades of the Rose, albeit with little avail. It would seem that the thieves took great pains to conceal their activities. I would go into further detail, but your time would better be spent in conversation with Fufulupa. Fufulupa again? Remember him from earlier? With the samurai quest? The honest one? He is the officer in charge of leading the investigation. I would only be repeating what he related to me. If anything eluded my attention, mayhap it would not elude yours. Let's go talk with little Chalupa. Oh, hello there. Ishtola said to expect you. Terrible business, these thefts. We have yet to confirm the quantity of crystals stolen, but I dare say it may be greater than... Ah, but never mind that. I have news to share. A short while ago, the driver of a heavily laden carriage refused to halt for inspection and broke through one of our checkpoints on the Royal Allegan Sunway. Alas, my colleagues had no mounts with which to give chase. However, our scouts have reported seeing a cart of the same description bound for Eastern Thanalan. These could be our thieves, don't you think? We must inform Ishtola at once. Why do I have a feeling I'm being given the... A speeding carriage? That would seem a curious choice for thieves of such proven cunning. Yet the Amalja do have a foothold in the Eastern Thanalan. Thancred is already afield with a unit of brass blades. I shall instruct him to take up a position to the east of the Beastman's encampment. Pray join him there. That means camp drive on. Okay. Ah, for once it is you who is fashionably late. We have seized the errant carriage and its excitable coachman not long ago. In all my years, I've never seen such a prodigious quantity of somnus. The blades were calling it one of the greatest. Sadly not. The coachman had no hand in the crystal thefts, and judging by my survey of their encampment, neither did the Amalja. But let's discuss this in Estrola's presence, shall we? I'll see you back in Horizon. Ring around the rosy. Oh, such a hard time breathing through my nose right now. Against all expectation, it would seem the Amalja are innocent of this particular spate of crimes. By all indication, they have yet to replenish the stores of crystals exhausted during their last attempt to summon Ifrit. What I can't fathom is why anyone else would go to such lengths to summon crystals, and in such quantities. It cannot be that we are dealing with simple thieves. If their motive was profit, why would they limit their trade to crystals alone? Plainly, we are missing something. While you think of what it might be, I shall inform Urian J of our progress, or lack thereof.
Now then.
Okay, here is where we start actually getting dialogue.
'Tis I. The situation may be more complicated than we anticipated.
Indeed, I shall remain watchful. Ere thou goest, another matter requireth thine attention. A young maiden, full eager to... Wherefore inquirest thou of her fairness? Ah, very well. Be she damsel or devil, I shall direct her steps to Revenant's Tome.
Haha, good old Thancred, being a horn dog.
Save thine insinuations for one given to such impropriety. Thou shalt not find me amenable.
So he's basically telling Thancred to save his perviness for someone who gives a shit. I love it.
Far across the sea from the land of Domar have we traveled. We seek audience with the ruler of these lands. Who here speaks for you?
And they're like, bah. Okay. Any bright ideas? A solitary flash of insight? No? Well then, for want of a better suggestion, I say we try picking Fufulupa's brain again. If anyone knows, who knows, if we might work together, we may yet find something of use nestled away within it. And what of the blast blades of the Rose? Can you say for certain none were involved? To be honest, I cannot. I have done my utmost to purge the corruption from our ranks since Captain Bladewind was brought to justice. But of those who remain, well, let's just say there are many whose wants exceed their wealth. I fear the presence of a traitor would go some way to explain how the thieves' activities escaped our notice for so long. It would be most unfortunate if your fears proved well-founded, Fulupa. Indeed. If, for reasons of security, the concern decided to transfer the remaining crystals stored in Horizon to another location, their plans would be discovered the moment the brass plates were informed. Ah, but such a shipment would surely be well guarded. Would thieves as wily as ours risk open confrontation? Mayhap not, but neither would the concern be eager to present them with such an obvious target. Nay, they might instead elect to carry out the transfer in secret, and trust the goods to, let us say, a lone Mikote miner, traveling without escort as to not attract undue attention. But who? Oh, I see. Yes, the council may well elect to do that, but to travel with so much cargo would be a strenuous task indeed, and this miner would certainly need to rest on the way, mayhap north of the bridge to Hammerley? A fine spot for a rest, wouldn't you agree? You lie in wait to the north, and I shall do the same to the south. Ahem, forgive me, my friends. I have received new orders. I must inform my men at once. Can you see a staged bullshit conversation when you see one? Call me a cynic, but I would be surprised if these thieves lay down their arms and surrender. See that you come prepared to offer them some encouragement. Oh, no, don't worry. I've got about 2 feet of steel ready to shove right up their asses. Getting closer. Gonna be pushing ourselves over our end time, but well. Got nothing better to do tonight. Guards, no matter, kill them all! Challenge entry, bosom buddies is almost complete. I ain't dying for this godforsaken hellhole. Speak with Y'shtola. Down to 9. Getting there, getting there. Stubborn to the last as expected. You were unharmed? A gang of sea wolf thieves, and in Thanalan no less. I suppose there's a first time for everything. Sea wolves, all of them? Aye, and with the same taste and facial tattoos. Blue in case you were wondering. Our thieves are a long way from home. Thancred, if you would be so good as to attend to the outstanding matters in Horizon, I have inquiries to make. To Horizon, then. Poofaloopa will want to hear about your meeting with the thieves. Oh, off you go, then. I will never get tired of this song here. On behalf of the Brass Blades of the Rose, I thank you for your service to Horizon. Ah, but we have not been idle. While you were afield, we succeeded in identifying the traitor within our ranks. If so, then by your leave, I would very much like to have a word with the fellow in private. Ah, no, I'm afraid that would not be possible. Regrettably, he managed to subdue the unit of blades detached to detain him and made good his escape. Oh, for the love of... And how did he manage that exactly? Your men haven't been sampling the Somnus we confiscated, have they? Or was he a giant in disguise? No, he was quite strong. A sea wolf, Lamenson born and raised, I believe. But do not worry, we will find him. You have my word on that. I see. Pray keep me apprised of any developments. Yes, she's standing next to me. Understood. I fear our time together is at an end, my friend. Your services are required elsewhere. Awfully disappointing, I know, but one must follow where duty leads. You might try to look a little disappointed. Or do you mean to give me another one of your stoic nods? You do, don't you? Nod. Ha ha! Yeah, we're gonna run over tonight. Ah, well. It doesn't say whether or not we can dye this. I'm tempted to actually dye my... They call it a togi. Togi? Right. Gi for clothing or uniform. To for sword. Because the same kanji can be either ken, tsurugi, or to. So that basically means sword uniform. Hachigane. Wasn't that the name of... Okay, Teko. Okay. Well, the name was Hakama Kahan. Waiting on a healer and... Oh, a healer by the looks. Okay. And this is going to be the last thing we do for the night. Hey, Praetorium. I like Praetorium. 4 DPS, 2 Samurai. And not a single red mage. Doesn't feel right. No sword is that? The Woots Faust. Well, whatever it is, it looks pretty damn sweet. And as usual for this, we basically just nope. Nope. Yeah, Much Dookie just proceeded to get wrecked. Yeah. Okay. You can see they got this down to clockwork. Everybody here. You can see the great majority of people who do this run do not watch the cutscenes and probably haven't even ever seen them. The problem with this game is, or one of the problems I have with it, and it's not so much the game as the mentality of the players. There's so much beautiful, beautiful shit that people never see. For the sheer reason that if they were to watch that, they would spend extra time in a dungeon that they're trying to get through to get their tombstones. People don't want to take time and enjoy stuff, they want to get it done. Of course, when it takes me longer to get into a dungeon than to actually do it, I can't really blame them. You know, saw how fast we got through that. That'll be Nero. Now we've just got... Damn it! They didn't wait on me. Okay. Now, bosses are far easier than I remember them being. No doubt about that. So what we have next? Alright, we know what we have next. No, it's not all powerful. Who cares? We're down a tank. Okay. Almost got this fella. Okay. Yep. And before the cutscenes are even done, somebody is already out the damn door. Try half the friggin' party. Well, anyway, I'm about to have to fall asleep in my chair as it is, and that's not good TV. So I'm going to thank you all very much for watching. Like, follow, and subscribe if you enjoyed the show. This has been Harmony Muse. Tomorrow we will return with more of Patch 2.2's main story quest for Final Fantasy XIV. Thank you and have a wonderful evening.